YouTube, we have a very extra special unboxing today. This beauty doesn't even belong to me. It belongs to my good friend Esteban, but don't worry, he didn't make it. It's a DG-505 2.6 meter glider. And I just wanted to show you, this is going to be an unboxing for those of you thinking of buying something from a company called Generalhobby, general-hobby.com. They sell a bunch of cheap stuff, and you're like, is this going to work out good for me? Give them a shot of this box. Bring it up here and let's look at it. Look at the thickness of this corrugated cardboard, guys. It's like half an inch thick or better. I mean, I could jump on this box and it wouldn't crush. Now that doesn't mean there's no damage inside, so we're gonna see. But I mean, just look at the robustness of this packaging. This was a UPS job right here, and it's not even broken. So the only thing I'm a little bit nervous about now is how the heck I'm gonna get it out of the box, because I've cut the tape and it's as though they glued it as well. Good Lord. So anyway, so far so good. Incidentally, even though Generalhobby, I believe, is located in California, this model went for $129.97, and my buddy paid $27.48 shipping. So for 30 bucks, that's pretty standard. So it must be coming from California once it gets out of the Chinese freighter. Oh, good Lord. All right, this could be an embarrassing unboxing here because I evidently did not get it. So I'm cutting just below the seam at an angle with a sharp blade. I'm assuming this is double boxed, but we'll find out. And guys, this is part of the dilemma of the RC hobby is you never know what you're gonna get, and there's so much stuff you can buy online that looks really nice, and then you get it and it sucks. And we're trying to avoid that. So Esteban here cares. He cares about you. Good Lord. Man, this is like the hardest unboxing I've ever done. You're not paying for this?
It's incredible.
Goodness gracious. I'm like pulling with all my might here. Oh, man, we're gonna have to make sure nobody's stolen it. Good Lordy. That was ridiculous. Look at this, guys. I didn't even rip it all the way open. I mean, seriously. Guys, I gotta show you this. You see this? It's super strong. That's awesome, guys. Horizon Hobby, if you're listening. Okay. Oh, gorgeous canopy. Look at this. That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Super light, too. You're gonna have to trim that, you know.
Okay.
No big deal. Okay, and then of course the wings. Show them how it's packed in here. This is pretty good. They've got a couple of foam inserts on either end, just standard foam. We got a break here. That could be from the demonstration and unboxing here. But then everything is covered with foam beyond the plastic. So the wings are put together in here. So just in lifting this out, just regular crushable foam, so it takes a lot of load when you have a drop or something like that. Okay. And guys, remember, this is an unboxing, so I'm trying to protect you from having a bad experience. So when you hear me complaining about the finish, damage, etc., it's not because I could care less. It's because, you know, you're gonna have to order something to find out yourself. So we might as well tell you our experience, and then you can decide what you think. Or you can just order it yourself too. Okay, so just being real careful since this isn't my plane. Well, that's a little weird. This bag here was an inflatable bag for extra protection. You see how I've cut this free? So that must have deflated at some point during the transition from either China or from California here to where we live in central Iowa. So let's cut this. Sealed with an L-bar sealer. If you guys work with packaging material, you'll know what I mean by that. Hopefully there's no heat that got transferred on the actual product here. So we're going to keep all this packaging so we can have Esteban take it with him. Let's slide this down. And we'll take a look at these as we unwrap them very carefully. Ooh, the control surface is super loose. That's good. Oh, flaps and ailerons. You're making me jealous already. Oh, gorgeous. Super gorgeous. And remember guys, this is a Flyfly brand. Spelled out twice. I think that there might be a dash in the middle. Is there a dash in Flyfly?
Don't really know.
I can't remember. But if you look for Flyfly hobbies, they've been around for a long time. Now these are composite fuse, but built up balsa wood wing. Ooh, it looks pretty straight. It looks good. Look how smooth that is.
Nice.
Ooh, bubbles. You may have to heat this up. Use an iron. The iron will take those out. They've got the servo pockets here cut for you.
Okay.
And good sized flaps. Not a huge amount of deflection available there though. Of course you can run these as flaps and ailerons. They're both beveled the same way, which in my opinion is a little bit strange because typically a flap you want to go down further and not necessarily up. But this is a glider, it's a sailplane, so it's a little bit different. You'll notice the angle here. That's because the wings are, the fuselage narrows up as it goes back. So that looks nice. Maybe not quite as nice as the ASH 26. I think I just got a really good one. And see, that plane's made by a different Chinese company that's out of business now. So this plane, I think this company's still in business. That looks nice and smooth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Don't see a lot of bumps. Nice build up. You can see the balsa there. Look at the covering film here, Esteban. You see this? See the seam?
Uh-huh.
Actually, I don't think the seam's here. Wait, there is a seam. They put the seam right on the leading edge of that. It looks awesome.
Nice.
Looks really good. And 2.6 meters. Of course, this is without the fuse in the middle, but just to give you an idea of what 2.6 meters looks like, it'll be something like this. And I'm 6 foot tall, so without winglets, that's a pretty good sized plane. And we have the ASW 28. When I say we, I mean I've had one, and Esteban currently has one. And it's been a pretty good sized plane for flying. Most of the real advocates for sailplanes are going to tell you don't go a whole lot less than 4 meters. Well, 4 meters is a pretty big plane. Carbon fiber spar. Whoa, that thing is solid, but light, very light. That's great. We're going to show you the fuse here in a minute, guys. I just want to get the little things out so we don't forget to show you. Just looks like the horizontal stabilizer and elevator assembly and the rudder assembly are all in one bag here. Again, it's L-bar sealed, so no way for it to fall out. It was taped to the bottom of a flat surface, so there's no reason for that to break unless you get a break in your box at that spot. A little bit sloppier here. You can see the way that they built this up here, Esteban. Get a close-up of that. See these little bumps and ripples? You have to run a little bit of extra heat over that. And you can see where the holes are. See the holes there? And that's where you're going to, of course, hold this down onto the top of the vertical stabilizer. And then the rudder. We'll just slip this out real quick. Okay. Looks like there's a little bit of tape on here. I'm just going to peel that back. Just a little tape. That looks nice.
And
nice rounded
this
edge.
plane is slightly smaller than the one you have, right?
No, they're about the same size.
About the same
2.6
size?
meter exactly. So, well, that's what they quote on the box. There's probably a little minor differences. Okay, these look like to be the winglets, or sharklets if you prefer. In my opinion, if it goes up real high and it swoops, it's a sharklet. If it goes up squarely, then it's more like a winglet, but that's your opinion, I guess. I'm gonna call them sharklets for this sake of the argument here. Oh man, they look nice though. Boy, look at that. They're made of wood. They're heavy. I don't like that.
Nice.
They have a bolt on them. Come look at that.
Oh, that's
There's
weird.
a bolt in there. See that? So I don't know exactly why there's a bolt. There's some corrosion on there, which I'm not crazy about. But look how, man, that's solid. That feels really good. I'm super excited about that. Let's stick one in. Okay, there's only one bolt sticking out though. There's supposed to be two, I think. That's gonna be a pretty close fit. It won't be perfect, but it looks like you can thread that in, and then you can take them off, which is pretty sweet. I don't know. We'll have to look at that later. The instructions, of course, we'll go over that. If instructions do exist, which looking in this box, yeah, there aren't any. So you're gonna have to find them. Okay. Servo covers have to be trimmed. Okay. servo covers look nice. They go all the way over the linkages, which is awesome. And interestingly enough, it looks like they come with 4. There's 2 of these in here, which have 2 per. So there's enough for your flaps and your ailerons on both wings. And then it comes with control surfaces up to including brass hinges. See if you can get a close shot of this, Esteban. You see that? Brass hinges for the rudder. And then good, decent looking quality adapters. They've got a rod here. This rod is probably going to be for a pull on the rudder. And of course, these things have to be trimmed out. And guys, that's everything. That's the whole box. There wasn't anything else, right? That was fully it.
That's it.
Okay. So as you can see,
No decals?
no decals here that I can see yet. And the other thing I'm not noticing is where the heck is the other winglet?
Oh, that's the problem.
That could be a problem unless I somehow laid it down. I left it back in the box. There is 2 winglets here. And it looks like that wasn't a mistake. There's only supposed to be 1 evidently. But look how nice those look. They're heavy, but they look really nice. And you know what? That is composite. Yeah, it's composite. That's awesome, guys. The thing that's kind of cool about that is we like to do LEDs on our models, so this might work well for that. So that being said, let's get into the fuse. This is going to be the most beautiful part. Okay. The fuselage is going to help us to determine whether or not this was a good value because it's going to be heavy. If it's good quality, it's going to be light rather. If it's heavy, then you might not feel that way. I like this structural rib in the middle of the canopy area. It's well protected from the elements here. This stuff is hard to reuse though. Ooh, look, there is no pull. That's awesome. There's a control linkage there. That's great that they fit that through already for you. Oh, it feels nice. No decals though. Look at this. Look at that. That's pretty gorgeous right there, guys.
Nice.
That is so gorgeous. It looks just like the. It just looks like the. Ooh, give them a shot of your carbon fiber tube. See this, guys? This tube is what keeps the strength, the rigidity of the sides of the body. But that also takes and receives this and guides it through the middle. And then, of course, your wings will fix onto that. Do you want to see what it looks like real quick? We don't have to totally, obviously, we're not going to totally assemble it here. But we can at least see what it looks like. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Nice.
I haven't even done this to my own plane. This is so sweet looking. But it's totally white, guys. Totally white. Like, as white gets here, guys. And that carbon fiber rod is huge. It's gotta be.
I am a little disappointed that it doesn't have a motor mount.
Yeah, this is supposed to be an electric version, and it does not have a motor mount. You can see that. It doesn't even have a pass-through for a toe. Show them this slop up in the nose, too. You see up in the nose, there's some fiberglass up in there for reinforcement, for strength. And that stuff, it's probably not a big deal right this second, but probably what you're gonna have to do, Esteban, is you have to build this up and just get it set up as a pure glider. And then look, spring-loaded. That's nice. Spring-loaded hatch, canopy hatch, which makes me nervous because on my ASH, that thing is not mounted on there. Maybe it's just, maybe you have to build that on mine. It feels like it might be a little bit heavier. Look at the tail, vertical stabilizer. There's a piece of balsa that runs the length. That's how they hold the opening square. This body does look nice and straight though. The finish is maybe not quite as good, but it's pretty awesome. I'm happy with it. We'll see how it flies, but it feels like maybe it's a little touch heavier. Anyway, guys, that's that for that. Do you want to see the canopy real quick? Do you mind doing that?
Go for it.
Yeah, let's pop it open. And the whole idea of showing you this, guys, is when you get a, like a ready to fly or a bind and fly from Horizon Hobby, or Motion RC, if you're buying one of their mostly done planes, you're pretty sure what you're gonna get. But when you start buying this stuff from China, oh buddy, there's some junk that comes there. I like this a lot. It's nice and rigid because of the molding for 2 seats. And that might be a little bit tricky. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. Because like, how do you get it in? But then some people will just go straight with canopy. Once you trim that canopy down, of course. But that looks pretty sweet. I'm excited. I can't wait to see the thing fly. And why don't we give them a shot of the servo boards? The battery mounting tray. Looks good. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.